Hello and welcome. We're going to do a hopefully quick reading on the La Palma volcano. Last night was the new moon and I was doing a meditation and three separate things kind of came in back to back, and one was message or messages, and then I heard in the cards, and then I saw a volcano. So taking that as there's a message in the cards about the volcano. So I assume we're talking about the La Palma volcano in the Canary Islands. It has been going since September 19th. There's lava flow going into the ocean. I'm not super familiar with all of that and how it works, but I did check before I started doing this to see if there were any updates. There are rumors of it creating a tidal wave. There have been hundreds of earthquakes. So there's a lot of, and of course the pollution, the not just smoke in the air, but it creates silica, I think, is what ends up getting in the air, which is volcanic microscopic glass, I think. I'm not, again, super not knowledgeable about volcanoes, but so that's what's going on with it. The questions I want to ask are, like, what caused it? Obviously volcanoes have a specific cause why they erupt, but if there's anything behind it that we can know about, what the spiritual implications are of it, the physical impact that it's going to have, what the residents need to know, and the outcome. So that's what we're looking at. If you're new to the channel, my name is Melissa. I do random tarot readings on weird things that just kind of happen to come up. Other readings that are coming up that I have on a list include the Great Resignation and government bunkers. That kind of came to me a few weeks ago and I haven't done a reading on it yet, so look for those. I also do a new video every Monday we call Metaphysical Monday, where we talk about magical stuff. I pick a crystal, a tarot card, a symbol, and an herb or a plant to talk about the first Monday of every month, and then every Monday after that are other metaphysical things, and then I do witchy subscription unboxings. So if that's your thing, check out the channel and see if you want to subscribe. Love to have you. All right, let's get into this volcano stuff. We'll do 3 cards for each question. Let's talk about the cause. Can we talk about the cause of the volcano eruption in the Canary Islands, the La Palma volcano? What was the cause? It looks like we're there's something new kind of going on here. Also kind of to shake up the faith, I think, too, is an aspect of that. But the cause, I feel like there's a lesson. I feel like the cause, so it's more not necessarily a physical. I'm not getting anything physical. If there were a lot of pentacles, I would say that there was like a physical cause, but I feel like there's like a bigger picture energy coming through for the cause. But with this Page of Swords, this is like learning. So the pages are students for me mostly, youth, inexperience, learning something, studious kind of energy, and then the swords are information, communication, thinking, thoughts, that kind of energy. But I feel like it's going to take a little bit of time to understand why this is happening, like what's causing this to happen. But I feel like there's a lesson involved. It's kind of a bigger picture energy going on here for me. But yeah, is that water? That's not water. That's not waves, right? So is that like snowy mountaintops? Because I'm feeling really drawn to that back there. So there could be a physical aspect having to do with snow or water or melting in some way. That, I mean, it's an island, so it's surrounded by water. So that may just be what it's kind of showing, is that it's surrounded by water. Maybe something happened in the ocean that could have caused it. If we want to look for a physical aspect in these cards. There could be something going on with like the surrounding waters, that could have started something, because the Fool is a beginning. It's taking a leap of faith, trusting that things will go forward. So yeah, it's also an innocence, similar to the Page energy here with the youth. There's also like that innocence aspect, or naivety in there too. But as for physical, that's kind of what I'm drawn to, is this surrounding. So that could be snowy mountains, or it could be like a wave. It kind of looks like it. I mean, I'm sure it's mountains, but it kind of also gives the impression of like wave energy, like, but crazy waves. So I'm feeling like the surrounding water, because if they're snow capped, then that is also water. So maybe temperature, because of the snow. So maybe something about the temperature of the water triggering it. So that could definitely be a cause too. But in the bigger picture, kind of underlying energy, I kind of feel like there's a lesson in it. So that's what we have for the cause. Let's check out the spiritual implications. What does this mean spiritually? What is this volcano's long eruption? What are the spiritual implications of this huge eruption? Interesting. So I feel like it's like a spiritual impact, because we have the earth energy here, and it's like a combination. I'm getting like a combination of physical and non-physical energy. Spiritual implications being very much in the physical, with the 8 being kind of a manifestation for me. That's a manifestation number. I feel like this is a physical manifestation of spiritual energy here. The justice is that it was bound to happen. Like there really was no choice. This was going to happen. Not necessarily seeing the justice as like a fairness kind of energy. I'm getting it more as this is just how it had to be. There was no choice given. So like, if you think about like going to court and a judge orders something, like you don't have a choice, like you have to do that. So I feel like there's a physical manifestation, there's a spiritual implication of something from the past. So I feel like something from the past kind of started this a long time ago, and something happened. I don't know a whole lot about the geographic location, or its history. I'm very not familiar, and I like doing it that way. That way I don't feel biased in any way. But I feel like there's something that happened a long time ago, in the spiritual realms, I guess, in spirituality, that kind of put that in motion, and that it was just determined that this needed to happen, that this had to be a physical manifestation that happened. So as for spiritual implications, what I'm kind of getting is something that happened in the past. Let me clarify what happened in the past. What is this past event? What is this past event? Okay, I'm like learning from the past. Learning from the past. Okay. Let me clarify the 6 of Cups, please. Knight of Wands. Okay, so Wands being a spiritual energy as well. And also fire energy with it's a volcano. So, I feel like this is going to sound really strange, and it doesn't seem to be related to any of the cards other than the fire energy that came up with the Knight of Wands. that there is some kind of almost like I want to feel this. Like I said, this is gonna sound crazy. I feel like there's like a spiritual energy or entity in the volcano. Yeah, I feel like a long time ago. I don't know what happened on that island. I mean, I know how islands form, and it's old for us, but as far as our planet, it is the age of our planet. It is a fairly new landmass by comparison. I'm kind of feeling like there is some type of spiritual energy in the volcano. That's what I'm getting. When it was formed, when the island was formed, possibly when it erupted before. Because like we have the combination of fire and water here, and it's if you think about it, so our first inclination when we combine fire and water is that the water puts the fire out. But we're talking about a volcano here. We're talking about kind of like liquid fire, right? If you kind of go a little bit deeper, the fluidity of the cups and the water energy with the fire energy, and this is also movement. The nights are about moving forward. Um, and this just feels like lava flow to me, having that flow of fire, right? So kind of getting that energy. I feel like there's also, I feel like I sound crazy, but like I'm reading tarot, so if you're here, you're crazy too. But I kind of feel like there might be a spiritual entity of some sort that was that volcano. That's kind of what I'm getting for the spiritual implications. Some kind of spiritual entity in the volcano. I don't know if it happened when it was formed, but it is from long ago. But yeah, I'm getting that there is some type of spiritual entity, and I don't know, like they decided a long time ago. I don't know if there was an event that had to trigger it, but like the spiritual this entity that's in the volcano, or that the volcano represents, we can go that route as well. Like it was just determined a long time ago that this was going to happen, and they were kind of waiting for something in order for it to happen. So that's kind of what I'm getting for the spiritual implications of what this means. Okay, it had to happen. There had to be a physical manifestation for this entity that I feel like is the volcano. Like it has a spiritual energy, like it is a spirit, if that makes sense. All right, next question. Physical impact. Let's look at the physicality of it. What is happening? I mean, what impact is this going to have? Not just on the island, but I can do a two-part. Let's do two-part. Physical impact on the island itself, and then overall for the whole planet. What is the physical impact on the Canaey Islands? What is the physical impact of the La Palma volcano eruption on the Canaey Islands? Very interesting. They're all holding something. He's got a globe, and like I said, we're going to kind of do this as a two-parter. We have like local physical impact of the islands, and then we're going to do like the global impact, and he's holding a globe. So got that. And then she's holding the cups. We have the Queen of Cups, and then we have the Star holding in both hands the pitcher. She has both hands on here too. He has one here and one here. So physical impact for the island. I feel like it's like a growth. I'm getting growth because the water, all of the water in here, we have water in the Star, which would talk about hope too. And I feel like this is showing me resources. So resources for the island, having something to do with that. There's going to be an impact on the resources. Having to share resources is kind of what I'm getting specifically just from the Star card. But generally it represents hope and finding your way. Queen of Cups is mom energy, I guess, if you want to call it that. It is going with the flow, tapping into the heart and feelings, So I feel like this is kind of focusing the people, I guess, or the land there on being more. I'm getting like abundance too. So again, we have the Queen of Cups. We have her kind of on a shore here with surrounding water. It's like almost like she's on an island as well, but she still has her uh, luxury items. Okay, so I just feel like that she has these resources. And she's willing to share because she is more heart centered. So I feel like the island or the islands um, are the physical impact is having to share resources, but it's very willing, kind of loving energy. So I feel like it's kind of creating new resources. So there could be more new resources either discovered as a result of the volcano or created by the volcano. We have the Two of Wands, of course. I already pointed out the globe in his hand. I feel like the physical impact of that ends up of the islands ends up kind of bringing something forward to the whole planet, I guess, if you want to view it that way. But the Two of Wands is about kind of watching and waiting, you know, not taking action. So I feel like this may slow down the eruption physically. I feel like a slowdown of the eruptions, which they've already said in the update that I read before doing this reading, that it's kind of been, it's still, there's still lava flow. Again, here, more flow energy with all of the water. But that it's like the actual eruptions themselves are kind of steadying out. But that doesn't mean that there's no juice left, all right? So that there still could be more, but I feel like we're kind of at a pause right now, as far as the physical island is kind of paused and focusing on resources right now. Let's see what this volcano has as for an impact on the entire planet. All right. What is the impact of this volcano on our whole planet? More cups, more cups. Okay, and rest. Okay, so Page of Cups, pages, like I said before, learners, school, scholarly energy, learning about emotions. So how are we going to deal with feelings and you know, I feel like physically, though, this isn't a lot of physical energy, to be honest with you. I don't feel like it has a very big global physical impact, other than the water. We're getting some water here. I feel like physically there may be, you know, being the page being about learning, I feel like there could be something that we learn about the water. Learn about, because before when I was talking about the cause, I kind of picked up on maybe the temperature of the water with the snow on the mountains. So maybe there is something to be learned about the surrounding water in where the islands are located, and there may be people walking away from that, or not being able to sustain there because of the water. But there is a lot of water in both of these cards. So I feel like physically, globally, there may be something that we learn about the water, and something. So the Four of Swords would be rest, or, well, let's just go with rest or meditation. I kind of feel like whatever we learn about the conditions of that location impacts us globally, as far as whatever we're doing with water, or we find out something about the water that we need to stop doing. I mean, I don't want to make this like political or anything, but I feel like there is an impact on conservation, or even, you know, the water pollution. So I don't want to put the word climate change out there, but I feel like that's kind of, there's something that we need to stop doing regarding the water. So that's what I'm getting for a global physical impact of these volcanoes. The impact isn't necessarily like the eruption causing any type of physical damage to the rest of the planet, other than I can see air quality being an issue with all of the smoke and the silica and all that. But I feel like the physical impact is us learning about the water, the physical part of, the area. So, and learning that we need to stop doing something. There's something we need to kick back on. All right. What do the residents need to know? There are people who live on these islands. What do they need to know? You can get a message to the people of the Canary Islands in general. One more shuffle. All right. You get a message for the residents of the Canary Islands near the La Palma volcano. Okay. Oh, look at that again. Is that 4 swords? Throwing these back in because they're still face down. I'm going to do one more shuffle because that felt incomplete. All right, there we go. So that one popped out. Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so overall, I want to say everything's gonna be okay. Okay, you're gonna be okay. So if there were advice here, I would say stay where you are. Now, again, I'm not an expert. I don't know volcanoes. I don't know the impact, like the actual science behind any of it. But the fact that this is about rest, laying down, meditative state, trance state, not focused on anything external. And then the queens are both sitting in their throne. I feel like this is I don't think you need to leave. I would also add to that, unless the experts tell you to, I feel like you will be okay where you are, but you need to stay where you are. So I would say don't, travel to the other islands. Don't travel to other parts of the island unless you are forced to, or for safety reasons, you are told to leave and evacuate. Overall, I'm seeing not a whole lot of displacement here. But we have all this queen energy as well, which is, about leading and taking charge, standing your ground, being kind of in a what is the word I'm reaching for? In a soft kind of way, in a gentle kind of way, standing your ground. All right. So I feel like that's the energy of, the message. If you are on the islands, I feel like you're going to be okay. There is going to be power for you. You will be taking back your power, or however that applies. But also the animals, this one is staying there. I'm really drawn to these animals. The cat is sitting there right in front of her. The cat does not seem to be worried about it. So I feel like the cats have really strong intuition. You say, if a dog doesn't trust somebody, you should trust the dog. Like they have a good judge of character. I feel like cats are the same way. They're just not as vocal about it, like because they don't bark or whatever. They're not gonna meow at people they don't like. But I feel like cats are really strong with the intuition. So if you start seeing cats flee, then I would start to reevaluate what I've said here. Again, I'm not an expert. Don't take this for gospel. I just feel like that you will be okay where you're at. So if you've already left, stay there. Also, I want to point that out. The rabbit is moving, so I'm getting like, there may be some wildlife fleeing. We already know that marine life has already been affected. But as far as land mammals, some of them will be fleeing. I just trust the cat. Trust the cat, I guess. If you see the cat start to go, reach out to authorities and see what's going on, and all of that good stuff. But hopefully I feel like this is going to be okay. You're not going to have to move or go anywhere unless you have already. If you have already left, stay where you're at. So that's kind of what I'm getting for you guys. And keep an eye on the wildlife. Keep an eye on the wildlife. They will sense things that you don't. We already kind of know that, right? If the animals start acting weird, something's up. They sense energy shifts where we have too much logical thinking going on in our brains that talk us out of it and make excuses for when we sense things. Our brain automatically wants to try and go, well, it could just be this. Trust the animals. Follow the animals, I guess. Kind of what I'm getting there. But I think, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot more as far as damage is concerned. So let's ask final question. Just get a couple of cards for an outcome. What is the outcome of the volcano? What is the outcome of the eruption of this volcano? One more. I shuffle like that because I have small hands and I can't hold the cards like this very well, just so you know. All right. I have been asked, why do you shuffle cards like sideways or up and down or whatever? What is the outcome? What is the outcome of the La Palma volcano eruption? All right. Yep. All right. So we've seen this card before, haven't we? All right. I think the outcome is there's gonna be a little bit of struggle. You're gonna have to stand your ground on some things. There may be some protective measures that need to be taken, but overall, I feel like this is more Gaia energy that the Empress is giving off here, because we are talking about something that is extremely Earth oriented. So I feel like this is like Gaia saying, just stand your ground, protect yourself. Mother protective energy here. I feel like we need to do a good job. And I feel like that's the outcome, is that we're standing our ground and protecting ourselves, but we're also protecting the earth. We're protecting the mother, right? Again, also, he has this globe in his hand and we're talking about protecting earth, and I'm feeling like the Empress is more representative of the Gaia energy than our human maternal energy. So again, I feel like there's going to be a stance that needs to be taken, but standing the ground and protecting our planet, protecting our earth and our resources, bringing that up again, protecting our resources is going to be the outcome. I feel like overall, globally, there is going to be not a whole lot of physical action. This is more of defensive action or protective energy. So this isn't, he's just defending himself or preparing to, he's like kind of just building a fence, if you will. But I'm getting protective energy. So the outcome, I think, of this is stronger protections for our planet, and taking less action, I think, against our planet is kind of what I'm feeling there. Less action against our planet or on our planet, like less utilization of the natural resources or abuse of natural resources. So I feel like that's what the outcome is a stronger love for Gaia, a stronger love for our Mother Earth, protective energy, protecting ourselves, but also protecting our planet, and not taking any more actions against our natural resources. So that's what I get for the outcome. We're gonna call it there. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in more readings like this, like I said, I'm going to talk about the Great Resignation and government bunkers coming up in the next couple of weeks. So make sure you hit subscribe. If you want to get notified, make sure you hit that bell. I will see you in the next video, and as always, have a blessed day.